me, without insulting anybody too much, would you consider, I'm going to go to Karl, because Karl's the guy that got us the guest we're about to have. Karl, would you consider people that maybe end up pawning something, and then they see it flip for a huge price after the fact, would you kind of consider them people that kind of lose out a bit?
Oh yeah, I know that for a fact because I used to be in the business, so I don't know if they get to see it in real life, but on this show, they're going to see how much it can go for, especially at auction, and they're probably going to end up crying when they...
And when you watch the show, you end up remembering, oh my God, these guys lost out. Well, I mean, these guys could have done it themselves. They could have just sold it on eBay or got the Craigslist. But no, they go to a pawn shop, and you get to see it on Pawn Stars, which is on the History Channel every single Monday night, 9 o'clock Central. They got a 1-hour block, 2 episodes back-to-back. You can see this guy. Would you prefer me to call you Big Hoss, or would you prefer me to call you Corey? What do you like better?
You can call me Corey, man. It don't really matter.
All right, so I can call you Corey as if we're really cool friends. We know each other from way back, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, cool. So you're featured on the show Pawn Stars, and Karl was cool enough to get you in. I understand you're getting over a bit of a cold, bit under the weather, so we won't keep you too long, but we're all dying to ask you tons of questions. I'm going to go with my right-hand man first, Dan Keller. He's all yours.
Oh, hey, Corey, I am such a huge fan of your show and your dad, the whole cast, but I have one dying question. Your dad bought that helicopter. Did you guys ever end up selling that thing?
Well, one thing they never seem to show on the series is the 2, 3, possibly 4 days we spend on the phone trying to sell that helicopter and have a buyer lined up before we even buy it or restore it, stuff like that.
Oh, really? Okay, so you guys already had something going before he purchased it?
You know, when he purchased it, he had an idea. We wouldn't have been that much of a loss when we actually did purchase it. We got it up, we had it all straightened up. We had a buyer lined up for it already.
Oh, sweet. Well, yeah, that should have showed that then. That would have made total, because I was like, I can't believe you just bought this junked helicopter.
Well, going along with that, Corey, I got a question as far as the continuity of the show and what you actually see. Obviously there's going to be an editing job done on every show that we watch. What I want to know is, somebody brings something into you. You guys, you mull it over and you make a decision. Is there a huge time lapse between when you first see an item and you make the decision, or is it really as spontaneous as it looks on TV?
It's fairly spontaneous, man. I mean, the way it usually works now, especially with the shop being so busy, is somebody brings something in cool. We grab a camera person and a director person and shoot it up right there.
Well, right on. All right, now, Karl, you were the guy cool enough to get us Corey and get this interview, which I appreciate. You're a hell of a listener. What do you got for him?
Corey, I grew up in Las Vegas. I lived there for 23 years, and I actually was in the pawn business with Steve Mack over at Super Pawn, which doesn't hold a light or a candle to your shop as far as knowledge. So I don't know how they're so successful and have 20, 30 stores. When they didn't teach us half the stuff that we would have needed to know if we were to walk into your store and work there. So, what do you guys prepare? How do you guys prepare for all the good stuff that you guys get in there? How do you prepare for knowing all about those items?
So you're trying to ask him, how does he get all the knowledge? I mean, these guys know they're like encyclopedias.
Yeah.
You guys are like Wikipedias, man. How do you know all that stuff?
Well, you got to understand. My father and my grandfather, they've been doing this every day since like 1981. In 1981, they opened their first shop. So, and I mean, believe it or not, when I was a kid, my dad would hand me a pen and tell me I couldn't go out and play until I found Beijing, China on the giant world map in my room. My dad. I mean, this is a guy who goes to the UNLV bookstore here in town, buys chemistry textbooks and reads them for fun.
Wow. Well,
he's nowhere near as cool as he looks on TV. He's a really big nerd, man.
So that's proof then. I mean, we're all nerds that are on the show. So if we ever had the chance to be on TV, we'd actually come across cool. Is that what you're saying?
That's what they say, man.
All right, right
a good editor can do anything.
Now, I saw that somebody pawned a Picasso. I just need to ask, who the hell pawns a Picasso? I mean, what kind of, are these just degenerates? What kind of people do that?
People that need money with,
really?
Man. Like, it's not just, I've probably got 12 or 13 Picassos on pawn right now.
Oh,
wow.
Jeez.
And they're not as uncommon as you think, and they're not as expensive as everybody thinks they are too. That's one real big misconception. The guy was an absolute lush and spent pretty much the last 15 years of his life in Paris drinking in bars and paying his tabs with drawings he'd done on napkins and tossing them to the bartender.
Is it true he only sold one painting throughout his entire life?
I'm I'm not sure on that. I don't. But he's he did make money as a working artist. So
yeah, Carl, this is Corey from Pawn Stars. He doesn't work for the art museum. I just want to let you know that.
I got a quick question for him. Hey, about your dad. Is your dad as big a collector as he? I mean, and just happens to own a pawn shop? I mean, I know he's into the pawn business, but he seems like he just loves the stuff that he buys sometimes.
He really loves the stuff, and trust me, it's a little weird when I have customers come in and ask me to buy something, and I tell them it's not for sale. It's part of my dad's weird collection. I think eventually, part of most of the store is not going to be for sale.
Yes, I thought everything had a price in there.
Now, Corey, how did you? Oh, I'm sorry. How did you guys first get on the History Channel? Did they approach you, or does the shop have a buzz?
I'll give you the long story real quick. We were rated like top 10 best places to shop when you come to Vegas by a LA news channel.
Uh-huh.
And after that aired on TV, everybody in LA, we had about 25 or 30 different production companies hit us up to do a reality show.
Wow.
And we ended up going with a company in New York, Left Field Pictures, who actually hit the streets with it and shopped it around to there was a few networks they took it to before History, and History was the one that picked them up.
Very cool.
Did you think it was going to be as big a success as it is now, or were you just...
Oh, God, guys, I literally thought we'd have like 3 episodes on, they'd cancel us, and they'd run the rest out on noon on Wednesdays,
How big of a spike in business did you see after the first season?
It was actually really gradual at first, and then I'd say about November, it exploded.
This past November when the second season started?
Yeah, it was once the second season started, it just kind of blew up. I mean, I've got a line of, I could call up the store right now, and I think I'd probably count out 200 people standing in line just to get in the store.
Now, do a lot of people request to see you or your father first before they talk to any of you? Because I understand you have maybe 30 employees that work for you, maybe 24 hours a day. But are they asking specifically to talk to you guys and trying to get you to look at their stuff instead of your other employees just because you guys are the ones on TV?
My employee, because if the customers had it their way, I'd sit there and I'd sign autographs and buy every single thing that walked through the door. And my employees know to say that, he doesn't come out, and if it's something really, really special, then they'll bring it back to me, or I'll go out there, or my father will go out there.
Okay. Throughout my 3 years in the pawn business in Vegas, I never saw a single thing as interesting as maybe the least interesting thing to you that you've seen in your store. We got VCRs and TVs and gold chains, and that was it. You guys get some of the neatest things that come in there. I didn't know if there was like a buzz up front, even before the show came on, that you guys collected this stuff, or...
Well, that's one thing that's always helped us out is, I think we're one of 3 or maybe 4 independent pawn shops in Vegas. Super Pawn that you used to work for got bought out by a big publicly traded company called Cash America, and then there's Easy Corp, which is Easy Pawn, and they own 99% of the pawn shops in Vegas. So the great thing was a lot of the managers from the other stores, starting from the big chain stores, started saying, we don't take that stuff, but Gold and Silver Pawn might.
Nice.
Now, do you see, being in Vegas, do you see a lot of guys that, ran out of money, but they got to keep gambling, so they just quickly run over to you and sell whatever they can just to get some more cash?
I've had guys go to the watch store at the Bellagio without the Amex, buy a Rolex, and come down and sell it to me for half the price.
Oh, my gosh.
That's insane. I really do appreciate you stopping by and hanging out with us, Corey. I just have one final question, if you don't mind. Before I ask this question, though, obviously I want people to know Pawn Stars on Mondays, 9 o'clock Central. That's 9 o'clock our time here in St. Louis. 2 episodes back-to-back, Pawn Stars, Monday, History Channel. How long, this is a prediction, I need you to give me a prediction now. How long do we have, you think, until you guys see Chris Angel show up pawning all of his jewelry? I'm just curious, because, I got Dan Keller on my show. Man. Any day, because Dan Keller's on our show.
I'll go on record and call that guy a douche.
Nice.
I love Corey.
Okay.
I've been telling him that forever, Corey, that this guy is the biggest douche on earth.
I've watched the show, man. No offense. I watched the Chris Angel show, and my friend Dan Keller kept saying, "Oh man, no, it's no good. He's a complete douche." And I can't. Now that you said it, I gotta believe what Keller said. My God,
Corey, are you finding that there's more sellers?
I'll give you a story about him real quick.
Yeah, you know what?
My little brother was a huge fan. My little brother, not that he's about 2 years younger than me, sees him at a casino with me and goes, "Hey, how's it going?" Goes to shake his hand, and the guy literally did the whole going to shake your hand, then stroke this hair thing.
Are you serious?
Oh my gosh!
I swear to you.
See, Joe.
No, you're right. You know, you're right, Dan. No, Keller told me the guy's complete Jersey trash. He's 100% right. Corey, you're the man. I appreciate you stopping by and hanging out with us. Definitely want everybody to check out Pawn Stars History Channel Monday nights, 9 o'clock our time. Have yourself a great evening, sir.
Hey, you guys too. Have a good night.
All right, take care. Very cool job, Carl. Look at you, man.
Well done,
Thank you.
Carl.
All right, right on. I got nothing more to say except the show will be back in just a couple minutes. Thanks a lot.